Alright, YouTube. Hello and welcome to the Piper Report. MIT has recently published a Communist for Kids manifesto, essentially. The book was from an author, a German author, Benny Adamczak or something like that, but the whole point of the book is advocating for communism. It is more regressive manipulation to brainwash our young, impressionable kids that socialism is good and communism is good. It is capitalism that has the most avarice. Capitalism is comprised of the selfish and the greedy. You know, I really wonder how they teach young children about Mao's communist China or Stalin's communist Russia when these people millions have died under these regime leaderships, all in the name of socialistic ideology. They try to make it out as socialism and communism is the paragon of economic and governmental systems, that capitalism has the most deaths in the world. This notion is insane. It is completely insane. I say again, how many people have died under Stalin's communist Russia, under Mao's communist China, and yet we want to try to manipulate our young children to try to teach them that communism is a force for good? During the election, I actually saw a poll on Fox News that said 56% think capitalism is worse than socialism. I think this really identifies the direction our country is going and the way the media acquiesces to this type of behavior. Not only do they acquiesce to it, they're partly responsible for administering this behavior, distributing this. You know, children are really impressionable at a young age. And then when we dilute their behaviors, when we teach them that things are good when they're really not, all we're doing is making the country worse. America was founded on the concept of free enterprise. That is, you build your own future. You're not handed your future. The welfare state is everything. The welfare state is against the foundation of America. But since we actually have to accept that, thanks to FDR, people want more now. As soon as you give a little room, they want more. They want more. Nobody wants to earn their future anymore. They want it handed to them. The problem with socialistic millennials, as compared to other millennials or compared to the older generations, is that socialistic millennials, these new regressives, they think they deserve stuff from others. The other people want to earn stuff from others. The fact is, you don't deserve anything that forces somebody else's labor onto you. You don't deserve, it doesn't matter how rich they are. They could be rich, they could be corrupt. Either way, you don't deserve what they have because you never earn what they have. And the whole point of communism is that you deserve other people's wealth. And that is the most selfish, the most greedy thing that there is. That is a horrible, abysmal behavior to have. And that is exactly what happens every single day when people like Bernie Sanders or people like Elizabeth Warren. I'm against big banks. I'm against the Federal Reserve, and although I'm against heavy regulations on companies, I do believe in regulations on banks because we don't need the Federal Reserve. We don't need fractional reserve lending. That should be one of the few things that actually the government should have complete control over. But that being said, I don't feel that I deserve the bank's money. There could be corrupt people out there. I don't feel that I deserve what they made. They may have made it wrongly, maybe not illegally, but ethically wrongly. Doesn't mean I deserve it. And this whole communist manifesto, I call it manifesto, it's communist children's book that teaches the virtues of being socialist, the good of Marxism, that the whole point of Marxism is to help out the lower class. There's nothing to do with that. What you are doing, you're instituting a type of belief system in these young children that when they grow up, they don't want to work for anything in their lives. They want to be handed everything in their lives. It's manipulation at its finest, and they do it subtly. For the most part, it's millennials, but the younger they are, the easier you can manipulate them, the more you can embellish in your claims, and the more they fall for it. That's why my biggest issues with the regressive movement is teachers that are indoctrinating young students, because these students don't know any better. Think of when you were young, growing up, what your teacher said, what all stuck with you, and what you actually believe and listen to. Whether you want to admit it or not, your teachers have a huge, huge influence on your type of mentality, especially as you progress in age. So the younger you manipulate them, the more likely you are to conform with your set ideology or what you believe. So if you have these regressive communist socialists teaching your kids that socialism is good, that Marxism and Mao and Stalin were actually good people who were just viewed in a poor manner, who are misunderstood, and that's when you have a serious problem with the mentality of youth, mentality of millennials. I hope that the concept of socialism becomes completely eradicated, completely off the face of the earth, but it won't. Especially when the regressive movement keeps using their type of fixation of socialism being a good thing. So we have a lot of work to do to convince people that, you know what, you don't deserve somebody else's labor. You don't deserve somebody money. That person might be a piece of shit who gets his money in morally reprehensible means. That doesn't mean you deserve it. And I'm done.